23 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago. Our next conversation, we're focusing on peace, specifically the International Day of Peace Dialogue, which is coming on the 14th of September. The Brahma Kumaris of Trinidad and Tobago will be hosting with the theme Act Now for a Peaceful World. Joining us this morning in studio is Sister Jasmine Bisnath, President of the Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga Center, and Matthew Kurbanali, member of the Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga Center. Good morning to both of you and welcome to the show.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us this morning. Before we get into the International Day of Peace and specifically the conversation that's going to be happening, can we get a little bit of background into the Brahma Kumaris, Sister?
The Brahma Kumaris is a non-governmental organization which has consultative status with the United Nations, and we have been empowering people through meditation, positive thinking, self-management, leaderships. And so when one is empowered and one is able to keep the mind positive, one can be successful in all spheres of life.
And definitely can be quite calm as well, because you both have brought some calming energy to our space this morning. Before we get a little bit into the why for the International Day of Peace and this dialogue that's going to be happening, Matthew, how long have you been a member?
Since a child, actually, so maybe about 5 years old. So I've spent most of my life practicing what we teach, which is mainly meditation, being able to bring inner peace to the self. So it's been a great journey being able to be a part of this, and also, most importantly, bringing that to other people is a passion of mine.
And speaking about bringing it to other people, it's an interesting choice of having this being done now. Sister, why did Brahma Kumaris decide now was a good time to have this dialogue?
Because we are living in a world which is a fast lane. People are so consumed with their physical daily routine and forgetting the self. And so one wants to be able to inspire and encourage people to experience, not only be aware of peace, but experience peace. Life is challenging, as we know. On a daily basis, you have so much to do. Even in the family unit, there is not that peace that should be. In the community, and even in our country, we are seeing so much of the crime rates. And so if one can be able to experience peace and resonate with peace by cultivating that inner world of peace, then we can be appreciating life much more and be less stressful.
Something that I know many can look forward to. All of us who are here this morning, watching on this morning, when you hear that word peace, and again, you can feel the energy even from just the way we're having a conversation, you're definitely bringing that sense to our set and to your television sets as well, hopefully. All right, Matthew, one of the things you mentioned is that this is a passion. Was this passion that something was fueled from a young age, or was it something you found later on in life being a part of Brahma Kumaris?
I think maybe in my teens is when I really truly felt the need to be a part of this more. I mean, growing up from a young age, you're not really concerned with what's going on. But coming into teens and having the understanding of what it's actually bringing into my life, then I have the experience now that I want to give this to others. Because I realize, for young people at least, there's so many challenges that we face going through school, going through university, then entering into a workspace, which could be challenging. And you need to be able to manage not just your emotions, but other people's emotions, so that you could just enjoy life. So I think this is a means of just being able to enjoy life, regardless of what life brings to you.
Yeah, agreed. And it's interesting you just said managing other people's emotions as well, because many times that just goes out the window. And I can tell, again, even with you, sister, here, that the wind could go at 100 miles an hour and you would just be so peaceful, which is what we all need in our lives. So let's speak about the peace dialogue that's happening on Sunday, the 14th of September.
Yes.
Who is involved?
So the dialogue is going to be between Dr. Savita, so she's also a part of the Brahma Kumaris. We have Father Urban Hudlin. He's a pastor in a priest in the Catholic Church, but he also brings a wealth of experience in psychoanalytic trauma and so on. So it's a good way to resonate with him in terms of peace. There's also Miss Nidhi Kurbanali, she's a clinical and counseling psychologist, and then Mr. Wendell Motley, which a lot of us in Trinidad knows, Olympian and a former Minister of Finance for Trinidad. Now, this group of people is very diverse, but they bring a wealth of knowledge. And for a peace program, now you're going to be able to relate to them on different levels. So here we have someone from the Brahma Kumaris whose entire life has revolved around meditation, uplifting women in India a lot, but bringing that very spiritual side to it. There's also the priest, Father Urban Hudlin, now also very spiritual, but he's going to bring a next side to it which involves the science just of the mind. Then we have a clinical psychologist. She's also going to bring her side of it, because they meet with so many different people, and now you're being brought into a spectrum of, well, what is this piece and how do we come about it? Because there's very different parts of life. And then Mr. Wendell Motley, I mean, we could only imagine what he has faced and gone through being a minister. There's a lot of interaction coming into him. And now he's going to probably give his side of, well, how do you remain stable in a world that brings all of this trouble? How do you deal with those emotions and bring peace? So I think the dialogue really has a great variety of people to be able to touch on different aspects of life, not just the few.
Yeah, a beautiful holistic approach as well. It's wonderful to see the marriage from all different walks of life, all different walks of professions as well, being able to come together and show the common goal, which is peace. Sister Jasmine, what do you hope participants take away from attending this dialogue?
They would be able to experience peace and apply it in their lives and get that mindset of mindful thinking, be able to cultivate a peace within that they can be able to be stable internally, so handle what the variables are externally. Very often, people are living in such a fast lane of life that they do not have time to take with themselves. They will be able to spend time with themselves, make the mind the best friend, and develop that inner mindset that they can empower themselves. And this is what is lacking in the world today. We're too busy to take time with the self and spend a few moments in silence, connect with the self and God. And so when that happens, one is able to handle the self, manage the self in the thoughts, words, and action, and have more self-compassion, self-respect. And when we can improve our self-worth, we can appreciate life much more, and even the differences and the diversities that is around us.
And that's so beautiful because it automatically shows this domino effect going into society in general and the generations to come. Something that would have been referenced, Matthew, would have been the younger generation in our conversation. Is this open to the younger generation as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, someone asked if they could bring their kids, and I was like, sure, bring them.
Yeah.
Now, I can only imagine that already people are RSVPing for this.
Yes.
And as we know, this is in the Central Bank Auditorium.
Yeah.
So this would be based on limited seating, to say the least. So do we have an RSVP cutoff date?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Once we have the numbers, I guess, then we will cut it off. But as of right now, it will go up until the 14th.
And okay, so up until the 14th, very good, very Trinbagonian as well. So when you reach, if there's space, you can come inside and enjoy. Where can we get more information about Brahma Kumaris?
So, I mean, we have these social media platforms, mainly Facebook. In terms of the event specifically, we also have a few ads running where most people are actually getting the information from. But if you search Brahma Kumaris Trinidad, Brahma Kumaris Chaguanas, Brahma Kumaris Port of Spain, we have a multitude of centers here. You would get access to more information on the Brahma Kumaris. If it's beyond the program, because we also offer a lot of meditation courses and so on, which is everything that we do is free of charge because it is for the upliftment of humanity. So we offer that. You could just reach out to us, social media, you could give us a call, and we would be more than happy to welcome you in.
As you mentioned, free of charge. So this event that's happening on September the 14th is also free of charge?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely wonderful. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us, we're speaking about the upcoming International Day of Peace Dialogue that's going to be happening at Central Bank Auditorium on the 14th of September. For more information, you can call 622-9642 or 483-1607. Before we close our conversation, we would love to have some closing comments from both of you. Sister, we could start with you. Closing comments for Trinidad and Tobago.
It is very important that we can act locally in our own scenario, but also think globally what is happening in the world. And with that kind of thinking, my vibration of peace can really resonate and spread to the whole world. And in Trinidad in particular, we are going through many, many challenges, as the world is also at this time. But it is very important to take time out and go into some reflective thinking. Who am I? I am not just this body of flesh and bones. I am a soul, a spiritual being, and be able to tap into that inner resource within me and allow my true innate qualities to flow. I am peace. Peace belongs to me. And also to maintain this, I'm supposed to remember who is the ocean of peace, God the Supreme. And with that peaceful feeling, my mere presence can bring peace to others.
And Matthew?
I think I also resonate a lot with what Sister Jasmine just said. This deep desire for everyone to understand inherently who they are, what their virtue is, what their qualities are, and not be traumatized by what the world brings. Always recognizing that inside of you there's this greatness, there's this peace, there's this love, and connecting with God on that. You bring that into the world, so you spread that vibration.
Wonderful. Well, Matthew and Sister Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And looking forward to more conversations coming up and bringing peace to our set and to the world as well.
Thank you.
The International Day of Peace Dialogue is happening at the Central Bank Auditorium. Make sure that you go and check it out, and check out the Brahma Kumaris on Facebook and all social media. We'll be back right after this break.
Somersaults and butterflies, no heart in the night.